Hi again. Today, I'm going to talk about the time that I went to the Kern County Fair. It's in California, and it's like in August, September, October. September 20th to October 1st this year. But I went last year with my friends. The only reason that I actually got invited to the fair was because I promised them that I would go up onto the stage and allow myself to be hypnotized. We just did fair stuff, looked at the animals, like pet the sheeps and stuff like that. There was a kangaroo there, it was really cute. I didn't get a funnel cake though, and those things are delicious. So there was this hypnotizing show at the fair. You're not allowed to record it, but I'm going to just tell you about it because I would not pay as much as they were selling the DVDs of the show for. But there was this lady. She was wearing like sparkles and sequins and stuff. Tiny little lady with really long hair. Like she looked like a cartoon character. She's really, I can't describe it, charismatic. She's very good at keeping people's attention. And I can't remember her name, but I will link to her in the description. At the end of the night, I think it was like 9 p.m., went up on the stage. Like I was like screaming and dancing in the audience, like, pick me, pick me. And they were just like, oh my God, go up there. So I did. They called me up and I sat in a seat on the stage with like 15 other people. And she was like walking back and forth and stamping our hands and stuff. She was like, you're listening to my voice. At the sound of my voice, with every word and every second, you are going to get more tired. And when I say this word or when I snap my hands, you will be in the deepest, most comfortable sleep. And I was like, okay, cool. So, and she was asking everyone, what is your name? So people were just looking up at her and waiting for her to come by. She goes to the first person and she says, what's your name? And he's like, Bob. I don't know what his actual name was, but he says, my name is. And she goes, oh, that's nice. She touches his head and says, sleep. And he's like, out. He's like, and she touched his forehead like this, and he fell asleep. If you sleep a certain way, you like cut off your wind, your breathing. So she pushes him a cute little way, and he's like, he was like, out. Like she passed like all like 10 other people that were between me and the first person. And she came over to me and she was like, oh, what's your name? I said, my name is Nicole. And she's like, oh, Nicole, sleep. And she tried to push my head down, but I was awake. And I did not sleep. So she did it again. I suddenly felt really tired. And I was just like, I looked down and I was like, where am I? Okay, well, I must be dreaming right now. So I closed my eyes and I went back to sleep. And I know it only must have been for like a few seconds because when I woke up, she's like, you're going to have the best deep sleep of your life. And it's going to feel like such and such hours in this many seconds. I looked over there at her and she was talking and she came back over to me and she tried to make me sleep again. And I was like, I'm awake. So she's like, okay, you can go. So I went back to the audience. And that is literally my whole story of this lady's attempt to hypnotize me. But yeah, it was not really very eventful. It was kind of boring, honestly. And they were going to pay like 20 something bucks for the DVD of this show. We were watching the rest of the show and she just made these people like do crazy stuff. And it doesn't really make any sense to me. This is why I figure there's like plants in the audience, like people that she chose to do this stuff for her that would like know the songs. Like she made people be backup dancers for Beyonce and one lady sing a Beyonce song. And I was like, you chose a Beyonce song. You either had to have guessed really well that this person is going to be able to know the lyrics to this Beyonce song, or this person is a plant. That just can't work every single time. These people don't know the lyrics to everything that you're going to think that they know lyrics to. And she made these guys do Chippendale stripping until they got to their belts, and then they had to stop because it was at the fair and it was a public place and there's kids running around even though it was an 18 and older show. Now, me and my friends have tried to hypnotize each other with like YouTube videos and stuff on like how to hypnotize your friends. And they really haven't worked, except for this one where it feels like someone's like putting rocks on you and then they take the rocks off of you. That felt like it was actually happening. It was so weird. And I think that's the only one that actually did work on me, even if it was just this much. Man, I would go again this year if my friends would pay for me if I like volunteered to get hypnotized again. I don't think it would work, but I would still go up on stage because I like being on stage. So yeah, I totally suggest it. You probably would have a better time than me. Like, support your hypnotist. I don't care what you do with your money. In the comment section below, tell me if you've ever been hypnotized, if you're susceptible to hypnotism, and what your experiences were when you got hypnotized.